Welcome to Corewisdom, the channel for choice, worth, wisdom, and growth. All right, I hope everybody is having wonderful days. As you probably noticed, it's getting darker and colder these days, so maybe we can share some awareness on the fact that we can balance this coldness and darkness by being a little bit more empathic towards each other. Okay, so today's topic. I wondered a bit about how I was going to approach this topic, but I think that I will just dive into it because I think it's a very important topic. So I just wanna spread some awareness on this. I want to talk about pride and what's the difference between pride and arrogance. Because I think that sometimes there's a fine line between the two. And in my own opinion, we got two types of pride. One is the positive type of pride that endures the feeling of achieving something. It it promotes self-esteem and it promotes a feeling of mastery. And then there's the other side, the sort of negative aspect of pride. And that's the field where we are touching upon arrogance. Because negative pride, for me, that is the same as creating very hard boundaries. It's like you're closing your mind, and you have a little, very tiny mental flexibility, because you sort of shut down and you don't listen to others, and that can make you appear very arrogant. So how do we distinguish between negative pride and arrogance and positive pride? I think, as I was saying, there's a very fine line, and sometimes it can be hard to distinguish where this line goes. And especially here in Norway, because we have this sort of mentality. I don't think there is an English term or word for this, but we call it janteloven. And that means that something in the line of that you shouldn't go walking around believing that you're better than anyone else and so on. And I think that we Norwegians, we are so indoctrinated with this sort of mentality, and we're scared of appearing too proud, so we wind up bowing down to other people and diminish ourselves, and we're making ourselves so much smaller than we really are. And there is a couple of new expressions and terms that have appeared in our society, also on a global basis, and that is the term fake humility, and a sort of hidden bragging, or hidden bragging, humble bragging. And this makes it even harder to stand up and be proud of the things that you do and who you are as a person. And I feel that everybody could be better at giving their self the kind of acknowledgement and the praise that they need. Because when you have done something good and you feel good about it, you are allowed to share this without feeling that you're stepping on anyone's toes. If you feel good about yourself, then speak about it. That is my encourage to you guys. Speak. Just be proud of your own achievements. Be proud of who you are. Don't be scared to be stepping on anyone's toes, because if someone is offended when you are talking about yourself and your own achievements, then that is their problem. It's not yours. I'm not saying that you should just go around and be rude to people, because everything has its boundaries, and everything within normal lines, so to speak. But don't be scared to brag about yourself. When you know that you have worked hard for something and you achieve it, or when you know that you are comfortable with the person you have become, it probably took you a while to get there, then you are allowed to talk about it. You are allowed to share it. You are allowed to reveal how you feel about it. And that is not stepping on anyone's toes. That is not being arrogant. Because if you listen to your inner GPS, so to speak, you know when you overstep the boundary to arrogance. You can feel it in your gut feeling. Your intuition will tell you. And that is when you talk loudly about being proud and what you have achieved and who you are and so on. But if you take it further, it's starting to become this sort of bitter taste, if you know what I mean. And that's when you know that, okay, you may have overdone it. And I'm not saying that you should be scared to overdo talking positively about yourself and bragging about yourself, because you are allowed to do that. But if you listen to your gut feeling, you will also know when you have to stop. And to me, I wish I could be much, much better at bragging about myself. But we all are afraid to overdo it. We are afraid to uh, be perceived as arrogant, and we are afraid to be perceived in a manner that we are putting ourselves higher than we should. But I think there is no upper limit. As long as you are not offending anyone else, there is no upper limit to brag about yourself, because you are allowed to. You work hard for your own things, and that doesn't matter if it's a job or a hobby or self-development. It doesn't matter what it is. But when you know that you have worked for something and achieved it, be proud of it and say it out loud. And don't be afraid to be judged by others, because we all know that there is haters out there, and they will always find something to pin you for. Always. It's something that we can't avoid. But don't let that fear hold you back. Don't let that fear paralyze you when it comes to speaking good about yourself, when it comes to praising yourself, when it comes to being proud and sharing that you are proud. I think that this is something that we all should be more aware of. And I also think that we shouldn't be afraid to be perceived as arrogant, because we all have the inner GPS. And as long as you're listening to this and listening to your intuition will guide you on the right path and within the right range. So most of us, in any way, we don't overstep this boundary. There is a very few amount of people that does, but maybe their inner GPS is broken and they don't see that fine line, but most of us do. So I encourage you to listen to your gut feeling, to listen to your inner GPS, listen to your intuition. And when you feel good, speak about it. Tell people you are allowed to. You deserve to speak loudly about the good things you have done. Don't make yourself smaller, because that doesn't do anyone good. It just, making yourself smaller, it sort of encourage this imbalance both in yourself and those around you. So to regain that balance, stand in your own power and be proud of yourself and your achievements, and dare to speak loudly about it. You are entitled to. Okay, that was just some thoughts from me today about arrogance and pride, because as I was saying, it might be hard to distinguish that difference, but if you listen to yourself, you will see that line, you will find it within yourself. Our inner GPS and our intuition, it's one of the most effective tools that we have got as human beings, because this will help us navigate in any area, basically, when it comes to being human. It's a very powerful tool, and maybe we should use it a bit more. Okay, so I'm finished for today. I wish you all a beautiful, blessed day. Remember to spread warmth to each other as the weather is getting colder. And like our video if you like this content. Give us a thumb up, and remember to subscribe, and also click the little bell button so that you get notifications when we come with new content. Okay, until next time, have a blessed day.